What's up, YouTube? It's Morgan, also known as Jew, and today I'm going to be going into the two main NBA topics within the past 24 hours, which are being the Jazz trade with the Pistons most recently, as well as the news that broke late last night about the Celtics coaching situation. So, let's get into it.
Hey, you. That's right, I'm talking to you. I want you to subscribe now.
All right, so the first order of business that we're going to get into is going to be the Pistons trading with the Jazz. The details of the trade were Bojan Bogdanovic for Kelly Olynyk and Sabin Lee. Now, I don't know much about Sabin Lee. I am not a huge Pistons fan. I don't know a whole lot about him. But Kelly Olynyk has been a piece for a lot of teams for the past few years for trading for pieces. He was used in most recent just note of from the Heat to the Rockets for Victor Oladipo. Kelly Olynyk is a very good player, but I don't think he brings anything to a championship team or a team that is trying to at least make the playoffs. So I think acquiring Bojan Bogdanovic as a sharpshooter just on the outside for like a wing for this Pistons team is really, really solid. It gives them another 3 or 4 with Jeremy Grant. Sadiq Bey's a 2. Is he a 2 or a 3? I think he's a 2. He's one of the two. But I think bringing in another veteran wing who's a proven shooter and a proven great player is huge for the Pistons, and it helps show that they're trying to make moves in order to contend. They're making the right decisions. It's just whether these pieces can play together. Now, as for the Jazz, I think this just says that they have given up. They're just in full rebuild mode, whether they like to admit it or not. They got a lot of great pieces in return, and Kelly Olynyk's still going to provide something for you on the team. It's going to provide you maybe like 3 or 4 wins, and it shows that you're at least not trying to completely tank. But he's also not going to provide you anything in terms of finishing games. He's a great player throughout the entirety of a game, but he's never going to be the guy to close it for you. Last year, most recently, at the Hawks-Pistons game, it was, I believe, the second game of the season for the Hawks. Kelly Olynyk I went to the game simply because I wanted to watch Cade Cunningham, but Kelly Olynyk ended up being the star of the show because Cade wasn't playing. Kelly Olynyk put up, I want to say like in the 20s or 30s, but he couldn't miss a shot to begin the game. He's going to be a player who will give you buckets, and he'll make good decisions. He won't turn the ball over a lot, but in terms of what the Jazz's direction is, I think it just proves that they're just in full rebuild mode, even more so than other news that had already proven it. All right, so next news is going to be the Celtics situation with Ime Udoka. For those who don't know, Ime Udoka was caught having a relationship with a female staffer, is looking at a suspension from the Celtics, not within the NBA's terms for suspension, but this is a Celtics organizational suspension. But I was reading on Sports Illustrated about he could resign because of all of this. I don't think that should be the decision, but as Ime Udoka has proven to be a really, really good coach, I think this was just a mistake. I think it's suspension. I'm not the one who's saying breaking organizational rules is okay, but I think could be a shorter suspension than people are looking at it. But others are saying that it could be a season-long suspension, and causing that he might resign because it might create too much of a distraction for the Celtics, and instead of resign, he might just be forced to say he resigned when he's truly fired. I think this hurts the Celtics a lot. Udoka is a great defensive coach and just a great coach overall. He was going against one of the greater coaches of this era in Steve Kerr in the finals, and he just got flat out outcoached, and Jason Tatum didn't play well, but he's proven to be a really, really good coach and could be a very good coach in this league for a long time coming. But with this situation, it definitely holds the Celtics back this year for sure. But whether this is a long-term suspension or a long-term decision that is made is yet to be proven. I just thought updating my thoughts on this situation and giving the news out there for people who might not have heard is important. So I had to at least bring the news out there. So I think that is all that is in this. So there's possibility of resigning, are bracing the likelihood that they'll be suspended for 1 year, which I think is a little over excessive, but if that's what the NBA wants to do, then that's up to them. All right, so that is going to be the end of this video. If you liked it or content like this interests you, please subscribe. Also, please like the video, turn on post notifications, comment what you'd like to see down below, or any takes you'd like me to react to. All right, I'm going to be out. Peace.